Is this the start of a new golden age for horror filmmaking? Welcome back to The Final Cut, your daily post in horror. I'm Travis, and today we're talking about horror from Dan Trachtenberg, Focus Features teasing Robert Eggers' Werwulf, and Raindance bringing a Terrifier star into its horror future. Let's get into it. First up, Dan Trachtenberg is officially stepping into animated horror comedy. The Prey and 10 Cloverfield Lane filmmaker is set to direct Freddy the 13th for Paramount. The movie is based on a UND Mercado's graphic novel and follows Freddy Van Winkle, the clumsy black sheep of an overachieving family who loves Halloween, slashers, and horror culture. Then, while on family vacation, Freddy accidentally kills the boogeyman. And because horror always has consequences, he's cursed to inherit the boogeyman's powers. Now, here's where this makes it interesting. It's being described as PG-rated horror comedy because gateway horror is how a lot of us became horror fans in the first place. So we're totally cool with PG. Before you get to The Exorcist, Terrifier, or Hereditary, sometimes you need something like Goosebumps, Monster House, Paranorman, or Gremlins to open up the door. And with Trachtenberg involved, this could be more than just a cute animated monster movie. This could be a real entry point for younger horror fans. So my question for you guys, what was your first gateway horror movie? Monster Squad, possibly? I don't know. Let me know your answers in the comments ahead.
Streaming had nothing worth watching. Then GRUV showed up. New Blu-rays, new steelbooks. Physical media I actually own. Link in bio.
Focus Features is still riding the historic success of Obsession, and chairman Peter Kujawaski, they call him Cujo, is making it clear this isn't a fluke. In a new interview that he did on Letterboxd, he talked about Curry Barker, YouTube filmmakers, and why original voices may be powering the next major era of cinema. He also teased Barker's next film, Anything But Ghosts, saying fans of Barker's comedy work with Cooper Tomlinson will get a hint of how entertaining the new movie could be. And on top of that, Focus is also hyping Robert Eggers' Werwulf, which Kujawaski described as being on a whole nother level. Now, if you've seen The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman, or Nosferatu, you already know Eggers doesn't make normal horror. He makes folklore feel like it's crawling out of the earth. And if Werewolf really delivers an intimate portrait of a man living through the werewolf curse, this could be one of the biggest horror events on the horizon. But the bigger takeaway here is that studios are starting to admit something horror fans already knew. Original voices still matter. So, my question for you guys, are you more excited for Curry Barker's Anything But Ghosts or Robert Eggers' Werewolf? Me personally, I'm looking forward to The Wolf. Let me know what you guys think in the comments ahead.
Finished my last horror game. Nothing left to play. Then I found Fanatical. Insane deals on games every day. Link in bio.
Finally, Raindance Film Festival is expanding its horror presence, and they're bringing in someone who knows the genre from the inside. Terrifier star Catherine Corcoran has been named the festival's official horror ambassador in partnership with her company, Fair Stream Pictures. The goal is to help spotlight bold, independent horror, support filmmakers, amplify genre conversations, and strengthen Raindance as a home for fearless genre storytelling. And honestly, this matters because horror doesn't just survive through big studio releases, it survives through festivals, through midnight screenings, through independent filmmakers getting discovered, through actors, producers, and creators helping build actual communities that circle around the genre. Raindance has also introduced the Roger Corman Award for Best Horror Feature, which feels perfect because if anyone represents independent horror hustle, it's Roger Corman. My question for you guys is, do you discover more new horror from festivals, streaming, YouTube, or word of mouth? Let me know your answers in the comments ahead. Today's takeaway is simple. Horror is expanding in every single direction. Animated gateway horror for younger fans. Original filmmakers breaking box office records. Werewolf films from one of the most precise horror directors working today. And festivals building stronger platforms for independent voices. That's not random, that is momentum. And if this keeps going, we may be really watching the start of a new golden age of horror. So for that Spotify poll question today, which story has your attention today? Freddy the 13th? Anything But Ghosts? Werewulf? Raindance horror expansion? If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you're following The Final Cut on Spotify. Give me that thumbs up, like, subscribe on YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. And for more, follow us on social media at HMUNCUT. Drop your answers to today's questions in the comments because I want to know, what was your gateway horror movie? Are you more excited for Curry Barker or Robert Eggers' new film? And where do you discover most of your horror now? That's it for today's episode of The Final Cut, your daily post in horror. Once again, I'm Travis. We'll be back tomorrow. More updates, more headlines. Until then, you know the drill. Keep the lights on.
Want real horror coverage? Horror Movies Uncut. Smartest reviews, best interviews, no fluff. HMUNCUT.com.